This is Entwined. Hello, welcome to Entwined. I am Matias, and today I'm here with internationally renowned Portuguese choreographer Marco da Silva Ferreira. Welcome to Entwined.
Hello, thanks for the invitation.
Of course. We are here in Charleroi for our 17th and 18th show since the premiere in Lyon in September. How does it feel at this stage of the work? Has it developed? How has it changed through time?
We premiered the version of the piece, and suddenly we cut a part of the ending.
Mm-hmm.
So also that was a big change in terms of the structure of the piece. But since the second presentation, second CD, we've been doing the same structure over and over. It's funny because each theater has a configuration, and this piece depends a lot about the configuration. So each space, the audience is in a distance. The sound changes according if it's more woody or metal or fabric. So in every shows, I feel like I have something in my bag that was added, that influence and that give a better muscle, bigger muscle to the piece. And I feel like the most big change is related with performativity of the cast. I feel like the group really understand over and over by repetition what's the meaning of the piece, what they're meaning inside the piece, what is the relation that they establish with the audience, and that I feel that is growing a lot, and has been a very nice journey to present.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally feel that. Also, for me personally, as I'm inside the piece, I think in the premiere, in the first few shows, it was a lot about overcoming this physical, mental challenge. And now we're at the stage where, well, for me personally, I'm like connecting more and more and putting more of my own storyline through the piece. So it's really progressing every time. Emotionally.
Almost like my eyes are not revealing that I'm thinking about what I am doing, but I am doing, and my eyes are perceiving the outside.
Totally, yeah.
And it's incredible capacity of multitasking that I feel like quite joy to achieve as dancers.
Totally, yeah. And for some context, because I haven't said, but this is Fucking Future. It's the latest creation of Marco. And
Matias is part of it.
Yes.
As a dancer.
Yes. We're a cast of 8 dancers, and it's been a creation we started in May this year, if I'm not wrong. And voila, premiered in La Biennale de Lyon. And it's a piece that explores the frictions between activism and militarism. I don't know how to say that. Militancy in English.
Militancy and militarization.
Yes.
Yeah, the proximity of these words, and also the distance or relations that you can establish through it.
Exactly, yeah. And there's also a sort of search for socio-political emancipation, particularly against the patriarchy. There's also a clear exploration of queerness
and also like systems, like what are systems of body control, and at the same time organization systems that come a bit more by civil society, like that at the same time give power to a mission. This idea of mission, strategy, direction, that is present in both militancy and militarization, and that creates species. And in this piece, the choreography plays with this macro system scale that organizes the bodies, and at the same time the choreography that each body does, that if you look at it isolated, you see really a lot of like queerness,
Yeah.
identities, and desires and expression.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And for the music of this piece, you collaborated with Sergio Martins and Rui Lima, and they've been actually collaborating with you since a while
My
for
first
other.
work, yeah.
And how did that collaboration start? When and where?
Mhm.
And yeah.
Yeah, Rui and Sergio, they are musicians from Porto, and we met in another project from Vitor Hugo Pontes in 2011. And I was really fascinated by their placement as musicians, but also their adaptation or their awareness about the theater space. What is the meaning of the sound inside the theater, inside the piece? How do you articulate the distance, the proximity, the panoramic approach of the sound in the space, in the room? And also, what is music and what is text? What is amplified to be listened or to be a bit more poetic and music, and that becomes a music. What is the realism about the sound, and what is this artificialism or fictional place of the sound? And they worked really well in that work because it was related with cinema, and we had text, and we have music, and we have like electronic music and classical music like present. And for me it was really like unblocking about a way the music doesn't come just over the scene and you like put it above and it's done. So how you like need the visual part with the sound. And it was really powerful in that project. And then 2013 I had a project Urmano, and it was a quartet, and I invite Rui and Sergio to do the soundtrack, and it was really really special because I was very naive at the time. I didn't know much well what I wanna say when I start the project. It was something that came while the process was developing, but I knew that I want to work with some clubbing music already, that I want to work about a bit more abstract sounds. So they collect a bit of sketches of their own work and they send me, and I kind of find 3 tracks that I really would like, and from that tracks we start exploring and kind of like building a dramaturgy with the movement that I was already working with the dancers and with the team. And we did this piece. It was very unblocking, and we toured some years, and then it came a second proposal for a second piece, Brother. And in 2017, which means that like 4 years later of this first collaboration. And in this second piece, like the cast was bigger, the co-producers were bigger, and I invited them again. And kind of like I had this desire to, let's not fall in the same patterns of the previous one. Let's try in this one to like go a bit side. There is a conversation between the 2 of the pieces in terms of movement, dance movement, and in terms of sound. But the proposal was like, let's not go directly to electronic music. Let's imagine that we have to start really with the basics elements of music. Like let's think that voice and stomping and body sounds are the sources of the music in general. So the piece starts with this, I would say, analogic sounds, wood, leathers, concrete sounds of the body in the space, and slowly, because you organize them in rhythms, it becomes a bit more musical, and from musical we start developing kind of electronic music with analogic sounds. Right. So the piece started with this proposal.
Interesting.
And yeah, it was really, I would say that is a piece with 2 parts. The first one is this really description that I did, and the second one is a bit more electronic and kind of like edgy or a bit more Eurodance clubbing feeling. But I felt like we gave a big step on that piece, and because of that, those two pieces were so strong in terms of music and influenced so much how the performativity of the body is a music also, and how it is used to produce music. We decided this year to do two vinyls about these two pieces. So Urmano and Brother have a vinyl now with the soundtrack, with the original soundtrack.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about this because, and you also did like an event to
the kind of 10 years
of the 10 years of celebration of collaborators of your work, I guess.
Creation, of like producing choreography and stage works.
And it was in a very iconic club in Porto, Pastor Manuel. What did it mean for you to sort of eternalize the music of your works in this vinyl format?
Music was always a very, very big influence for me. I feel like it gave me space to understand how can I achieve a certain level of performativity with my body, even if then I try to achieve it without music. But I feel like there is a very good and fast dialogue with movement. And through the time I understand that in many of these pieces the music was quite basal. It was quite a script that I was working with and working on sometimes. There was another piece that we worked with Schubert score and with Rui and Sergio, and it's a score for hands piano composition, and we work with them and we recorded with the musicians from Porto, and we processed that recording, and they add scenes on the Schubert score, so it was there already, the music, it was there already, the vibe, the mood, the possible journey of the body. And lately in Afolia in 2024 I did a piece from the composer Arcangelo Corelli, that is Afolia, that is an iconic Baroque structure, and kind of like from these elements we rip them and we process them, and for me it's important, the connection with music, because it's abstract but at the same time it's an universal language that everybody can understand or had contact at some point in their life. It's not like a language like Portuguese language. Maybe some people in the world never have contact with Portuguese language in their life, but with music language, it's universal. Kind of universal. So I feel like that's why I feel so fascinated for it. And because of that, I realized after 10 years that music is a big part of my work. And maybe because I was also, as a kid, very related with music, I studied piano, and then I studied composition, and very lately production, and I worked a lot like preparing a bit materials, sketches materials to pass to the musicians about ideas. So I felt like, there is an archive to do here. Not only a script archive about the choreography, but also about the music. Like the pieces presented are a complex of things, and I really like to separate at some point the different parts of the pieces, like the idea of the costumes, the preparation of the costumes, the photographies that come from the process, but also the process of the music, and like to take out the music from the visual part and just be aware and listen this soundtrack that
Yeah.
can say a lot
Yeah.
independently.
Yeah, and the music in itself also preserves a lot of memories
Mm-hmm.
from, I guess, also the choreography and for the people that saw the piece.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like a throwback, I guess, through listening, a refreshment. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were saying that you studied music. I actually didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Um, how was music present in your life as a child? Like, was it something incentivized by your parents? What were you listening to, like, growing up? And
Well, my family is not an artist family, but my relation with music came, I would say, maybe through these songs that we all know that the family sings, like Brazilian songs or popular songs.
yeah.
And I was a very verbal and theatrical kid. So since the beginning, quite young, I loved to be a show off in the family and sing and prepare shows and do all these things. So I think that this expressive place, this identity that needs to be expressed, came through this persona that likes to sing also.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the desire to sing was the first impulse with music. Lately, when I start to learning music, I understand that I had a quite good hearing about music, and I was curious about how to do it. I learned 2 instruments, but that now I play very rarely, and I don't know very well how to play them. But till 16, I was in contact with music.
Okay.
And then it came a moment where I kind of stopped all of that and went into the sport lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for some years I feel like I heard very little music. I did very little art material, and I came back again to music through dance. And I came exploring music again because I need to explore different movement qualities, or I would say states of emotion or of mind that I could represent by movement, but they were activated by music.
Mm-hmm.
And I started more connected with MTV, kind of pop music,
yeah.
with 18, 19. And then slowly I felt that kind of music doesn't allow me to dance everything that I want to dance.
Mm-hmm.
So I started investigating what are other sounds that I can investigate and search in music, and I start kind of going and going. So
Searching.
I'm super eager about different styles of music, more and more a bit more judgy about the pop music. But even though I understand their place, and in each style, in each music, in each composition, in each timing of the music, like if it has 3 minutes, if it has 15 minutes, it totally change how you approach the music with your body, or what activate in the body.
Yeah.
So I'm quite sensible to it, and music came very young in my life.
Okay.
I would say.
And I noticed also working with you that, I mean, rhythm is very present in your body in a very special way, because I think you have a lot of complex rhythms that just come like this into your body. So I was wondering how for this work in specific, you said about Hermano that you had some musical inspirations already. And for fucking future, it also felt a bit like that, because you had this song from Kylie Minogue, and
Bruce Springsteen,
Dream
Baby Dream,
a lot of house music,
a lot of house, And a lot of there was two particular musics that I was related with. Was from Cat Barbieri, Fantas,
Yes.
the
Mhm.
remix Singali
Mhm. Mhm.
Fantas that was really present.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and Dream Baby Dream was a bit there,
Yeah.
not knowing how to use it. But I would say that he's very curious about this project in fucking future. When I talk with Rui and Sergio that did again the soundtrack, I at some point, I would say quite beginning, I told them I wanna that the piece starts with the beep in 60 BPM,
Mhm.
and I want this BPM go accelerating, speeding up in 1 hour, let's say, until the 240 BPM. So
Mhm.
it's not totally continuous. It has waves of speeding up, but I asked them, let's do just a map of a BPM, like beep, 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 for 1 hour, and I will give you a graphic of how you progress these BPMs.
Mm.
And for just give me 1 hour of a beep, like accelerating,
Mhm.
and I will build up the piece through it because I want to have it quite sharp in terms of what is the rhythm, in which time it comes,
Mhm.
and what you can dance, let's say, in this piece, what you can march
Yeah.
in each BPM. How do you develop a BPM if it is changing and speeding up? And after that, we start kind of like having scenes like 70 BPM, there is a scene, 100 BPM, there is a scene, 120, 150. So I start organizing the speeds,
Yeah.
and I start finding musics that I can understand that could have the same BPM, and that could give me a good mood for that.
Yeah.
That's why Kali Minogue appeared,
Mhm.
because that is kind of like 100 and something
Yeah.
small BPM, and I felt, oh, this music is so triggered for me,
Yeah.
and I feel like it gives me space for the mood that I want. And then house music has another BPM, 125 or
Yeah.
30, and then we go even further for techno in 140 or 45, and then we have Singali that is quite fast.
Yeah.
So like we went to this kind of like songs to feed the scene,
Yeah.
and through these references that I was collecting, then Rui and Sergio build up kind of like a structure
Yeah.
that were influenced by these references, but they were not copy of these
Right.
references. And we have that kind of like this incredible hypnotic journey
Mhm.
of from I would say water drop ping ping,
Yeah.
that it comes like having texture, having echoes, and you end up having kind of a full music
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah, melodically, it really accompanies the BPM growth. What does it represent for you, this BPM raising? Because for me, it kind of gives me a sensation of a club night, of a party night. That there's a sort of the DJ after always puts the BPM higher,
Yes.
and then we get it at the. For me, there's a moment in the piece that we get to the moment where the party is done. It's kind of the afterglow
Yeah.
of Eusexual, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
where we reminisce on the party and everything that happened, and we're still coming down and everything. What does it represent?
Yeah. First, the fact that we have a rhythm and that we have this acceleration, this speed up, there is a strong sense of timing. So this stretchy or condensed, this perception about time, and fucking future is about like this idea of like something that drives us forward or like far. So there is kind of like this idea of departing, of going further, going far, going up, going away. So there is a movement in there is a movement in the title in the piece, and I felt that this beep, this timing, and this modulation of the timing would give us this time presence straight away, even before what is the type of sensation when I hear it, like just the fact that we are modulating time. And then another one was the fact that I want a progressive tension in the bodies, and the only way of going up without feeling that we have straight away like a peak, or there is a peak. I want to avoid the idea of peak, so the only way of doing it's like to arrive there without the feeling that we kind of like jumped to it. So there is this natural time of warming up, of arriving, of giving time to observe, giving time to process, and also, of course, the tension comes with the speed also, and the bodies are after 45 minutes. There is a different tension. There is a different relation with the audience. There is more to discover. From cautious, from carefulness, from holdingness, you go delivering slowly.
Yeah.
This feeling of delivering slowly. And also a strong connection with, it feels like from the past to the future, like there is philosophically, there is this theory about accelerism, like we are slowly getting faster and faster, and it's not because we want to achieve any objective of any goal, it's just the fast for being faster, with no meaning. So also, like, our society lives with this accelerism, with this desire of more in less, faster by fast, do for more, and that's the real kind of like base of consumerism and capitalism, this continuous exploration for more and more and more, this eager. So also, like, I can't avoid that I'm part of that lifestyle, and that I'm triggered by this drive of more and more and speed and speed. That's why also at some point in the piece I decided, when we are in 240 or 210 BPM, we have kind of a music that contrasts with the speed, because kind of like we dropped it to the middle again.
To the 120.
So it's kind of like a departure, and it goes until the fast that you can without you noticing. You arrive there without noticing, and suddenly you feel the drop. And the drop is kind of like a conscious breeze that come to us and kind of like allow us to contemplate, because the speeding up doesn't allow us to contemplate. So for me it was like this, what I was understanding while I was working with Rui and Sergio, that I don't want to finish going up. Even if we are going up, I want to double it and create a vacuum at some point to bring us again to slow.
Cool. Yeah, you mentioned something very interesting about how society nowadays, everything is so much easier, so we're consuming much faster. I wonder how for you the experience of music and dance is gonna progress in the next years, because I see with my generation and the next generation how already the club space is a much less political and freedom space. It's a much more capitalist entertaining space. So I wonder where actually people find this freedom and this emancipation. And but I feel like through a performance like this, the feeling that I get is that people really get a breath of fresh air, a slap in the face, almost, like how beautiful it is to witness humans really overcoming something together, physically, and with such vigor, and with the help of such really strong music that's not just for us as dancers, helps us to keep going, but also to the audience. I guess it enhances the experience much more.
Yeah, I feel like mm, I have to. I have to say that the piece evokes a certain nostalgia, in the sense that you see the bodies dancing freely in a togetherness, in a relation with music, that maybe we could have it more present in the scene club from the 90s or 80s, because it was the before of the cell phones, it was before of this vigilance, and the dance was really free, because if you are there that day, you will witness it. If you are not, it will not be recorded, or it will not be seen again, and you will not be afraid of that videos to go somewhere, or because you drank too much and you are happy and enjoy, and you allow yourself to leave things in that night that you don't allow everywhere, or that you don't want that everywhere have access to you in that state. Like it's personal, it's private. Even if it's in the club, it was in that day, in that time, and that's over. Like that doesn't happen anymore.
True.
So we feel, the bodies nowadays feel hyper conscious about the possibility of being seen after, or being recorded, or being judged, being, I don't know, like being fired because the boss saw them
there's a
doing
constant
something that they
surveillance.
and that's a policement that we do to each other without being police. And I'm afraid that about it. I feel like we are achieving, and probably we will. It's going even harder. We will end up going in a very hyper vigilant place where freedom doesn't exist. In this sense of what you live in that day stays there. And in the memory of the people that were there, or only in yours. I feel like it never happened anymore, and we need to go to a radical society to be able to break it and ruin it, to build again, like it happened in the past. Like the freedom goes being limited, and suddenly you need a revolution, and things fall apart. And I believe that in this piece the body evokes a lot their concreteness. You see muscles, you see sweat, maybe you smell, even you feel. The audience can understand the joy of the relation of Matthias with their own body. And you can see through the eyes. It's very present. It's not virtual. It's not a mirage. It's not a production. It's there. Is a material that is a certain living experience, and that will die someday. That is really enjoying the fact of being alive, and being full committed to that moment. And totally. I believe that this AI, this social network, at some point will be, we will all understand that it's too much. And I feel now a desire of detaching. We all might feel it, but we still don't have the strong enough to have this radical power. But I really believe that the fact that when you see a video of love, of joy, of funny, you don't believe anymore if it's real or AI production.
Yeah.
So this creates a very skepticism about what virtual images give you. So you will look them, I believe, in some years, in some decades, you will look them in your real life. So you only believe if it's really in front of you.
That's also, that relates with a bit my optimistical theory for the future, that actually our profession and performing arts in general will be the only unreplaceable job by AI, because I think it's the most human, the most the one of the only jobs where people can really connect with another human and yeah, relate. And I think people will search for that, as you are saying.
Yeah, like they will see a lot of things. We will all see a lot of things in our lives through the screens, through these interfaces. But what about not having the interface?
Yeah.
And we will all maybe look for music that is played really live,
yeah.
that you see the human playing, or to dance, or if it's like any gesture, like artisans, like cutting a haircut, maybe you will enjoy the this kind of like the presence of the something that is produced in front of your eyes, and you only will believe it in front of your eyes again.
Exactly.
And it's kind of like going back to some years ago, about when the old people like don't believe in what was said, because it was only like the message was only going like mouth to mouth, and you were like, no, I just believe it with through my eyes, because there is too much talking about it.
Totally.
And so this cell phone, this damaged cell phone is happening through these interfaces, and I believe that we will be all getting a bit tired of not knowing if what we hear, what we see, if the news are real, if the this sweet love encounter between it's real or fake, or if it's just an exploration of emotional to get us attracted to the social media, if it's real or not. So this doubt places in a thing that we get very septic, very anger, very limited. And I hope that people feel this so heavily that had the need to kind of like stop a bit and detach again for the real world.
Totally. Cool. I wanted to also, maybe if you look back to all the music you've created in collaboration with your musician collaborators, and is there a sort of element that kind of comes back, or is there like a sort of red thread through every piece of music, or an evolution?
Yes.
And where do you see it going?
Yes, I think that in all of them there is a very interesting triangle situation that I always kind of like fall into the different works, kind of like this, something that I at some point came in one piece very concretely, and I was like, it was there before. That is, I always try to look this place of like, what is the music, the common music that I have nowadays, producing nowadays, that I enjoy, that I like. And I have this maybe contemporary pop relation with music and also movement. That maybe comes from clubbing, that maybe comes from street dance styles. So there is always this bubble. And then there is always another bubble that is related with the before. Like, what was the before? How can I connect and create bridges for things that were before me? That is like related with memory or heritage, or related with the bases of my society and behavior. For example, in our case, this patriarchy system, where is it coming from? What is the relation between the last century and our present?
Yeah.
Because we don't live the present just with the information of the present. We are kind of like sons and daughters of things.
Yeah, of course.
Things shaped us. What are the things that are shaping us?
Yeah.
And that we can establish many bridges, connections with things in the past, with music in the past, with samples from the past. So what are these connections with the past? So there is kind of like this other bubble that is related maybe with culture in the past, heritage, patrimony, idea of ancient music or ancient dance, with choreography. What was choreography in the back? What is the meaning? What was the meaning of dance in those societies, in those groups, in that generation? Like all this bubble of the past. And then there is a third one that is related with the studio place, because I am a dancer and I think about it. So there is this place that for scientists maybe is the lab, for me is the studio, maybe for philosophers is the thinking and the writing, but like this place where we analyze things and we rationalize, or we academically think about what we are doing.
Yeah.
That is a bit more like break it apart, creating problems, thinking about the problems, and these three bubbles are always there.
Okay, interesting.
And I feel like the pop energy is there, the idea of past and the deepness is there, and also like the process. What was the process that they did? I feel that in the works you can sometimes, you don't see just the scene, very beautiful, that has like straight away target. No, you see like a process. Usually things starts simple and concrete, and you create a narrative of questioning and putting problems in the work.
And in this piece in particular, there is also, you proposed to use our voice. There was vocal elements. Was that something that also you used in past works, or it was a new proposition for this piece?
No, I've been working with body and voice as a body.
Yeah.
quite some long time ago. Not trying to avoid the theatricality of it, and trying to avoid the musical presence, like this feeling that we are seeing a musical. Like it's the limit of the both of them.
Right.
But in Brother we start having some kind of like voice coming out, quite shy, I would say, because we kind of have just like 3 syllables that we shout during the piece. But then in Bisonte it was like really like unblocking, like the piece starts with me singing Lambada in autotune, quite lyrical moment, kind of like angelical moment, and then we go into the piece having a later poem, quite screaming type also, that is do it by 2 dancers at the same time. And lately we have Laurie Anderson's Superman song that is kind of like singed at the same time.
Okay.
And we sing the whole song with body also. So there is this dance that needs to also communicate through voice. And in this piece particular, I felt that also communicates through words, through meanings.
Yeah.
And then in the other pieces that I done, most of them are more like in the voice comes as a attempt to relation between the dancers.
Yeah.
Like between them, they communicate through during the piece, not like with text, but like how they provoke each other with voice. And in this one, I felt like I want to go back to using. In Carcaça, we sing also, and we use very strong music from the revolution, that is Cantigas e Maneiras, that is a music where the topic is related with labor woman emancipation, that was written in the year of the revolution, and that is a feminist, anti-fascist and pro-democracy music, that I decided to use it in this in that piece. So it's coming. I like to use voice. I like to try to activate this channel with the audience, that they can perceive a bit deeper what is behind the movement, because sometimes I'm not saying that is bad. I need dance that is mute, but I don't know, I feel the need that in some works to don't get it so mute and be really explicit, and be more radical. Maybe what I was seeing as an audience in the dance, the voice and the words can give another parallel experience of it. And with two of them, I can, as audience, see something different. It's not that one come over the other. But yeah, I like voice, maybe because as a kid I loved to sing, and I come back to it because it's where I can sing again with people and feel not super exposed, and at the same time it's not about the singing, it's not about the virtuosism of the singing, it's about the message. So kind of like you relax a bit of that responsibility.
Totally. And also for me, it's also when and how it comes, experiencing it in this work in particular. It's more and more, it's very special when the first vocal moment comes. It comes almost as I'm dancing through my voice. It has to come out. Like it's I'm screaming, but it's because I really need to scream at this moment, It's super interesting.
The body was already kind of like having movements of screaming, no? Like,
exactly. Really, so it had to.
When we go, with our bodies. And
that's me. Yes. I think just to finalize, I wanted to ask your biggest. Okay, doesn't have to be the biggest, but like some of your musical inspirations and what you are listening now. Can be also podcasts for the now, or
biggest inspirations. I have to say that I like a lot of artists, and some of them are really iconic. But there are some musics that they are tagged in our memories because they are related with experience or like photographic memories that you have. And I feel like more than artists, because I feel like I'm inspired by many artists. They feed my life in different ways. They feed my movement in different ways. I can't detach the fact that, for example, Lambada is one of the musics that is triggered in my memory because I remember it as dancing with my father when I was like 4 years old, and is really a strong memory to me. Then I can detach the fact that I love Pass This On from, it's not Ferreira, but the music Pass This On, I will tell you the artist later, but like it's I feel like it's a queer music that it was there since I was very young. I have to say Purple Rain from Prince. It's kind of like a crush on my life. Superman from Laurie Anderson, because every time that I do Bizont is like I get a connection with this music deeper and deeper. And in general, I really like DJ sets. kind of like the experience of having 1 hour of music that creates a journey that organize a narrative. It's delicious, and it can be like a cumbia DJ set, or it can be a techno DJ set. It can be like I experienced many times at home, like this um, DJ set from Sibyl, Infinity Rug, that is this quite uh, lay down experience of sounds to be experienced as collected as a collective. Yeah, you can sleep, you can meditate, you can just be contemplating the outside through it. But it's like I really like DJ sets, I feel. And it's really curious how, more than to hear an album that I love, for example, to hear FK Twigs albums give me an experience, or hearing Renaissance from Beyonce like gives an experience, or
Yeah.
Cowboy Carter, or like all these artists really like push me. But the DJ set has something personal that I can always refresh,
Yeah.
because there is always coming, and there's always
Yeah.
new things to.
Yeah, the selection is really crafted, and also the transitions are
Yeah,
also a big
yeah,
part of it.
thing. Yeah, totally.
Um,
When it's really well done, like you go in a journey.
Yeah, that's super cool to hear, because I think there was a moment. I think now we are going back to people actually listening albums and full albums again, which I think it was not. I mean, with me, it was really not happening.
Yeah, totally.
Like some years ago,
20 years, yeah.
like I was listening mostly playlists. I would craft my own playlists, and I would never listen a proper body of work. And now I'm really going back to that, and I love to experience the full album. And DJ set for me, it's also kind of like that, because it's a really, for at least how I do it, also I craft really, and I try to create a sort of dramaturgy in my head of the direction I'm going. Yeah, well, thank you so much, Marco.
Thank you.
This was
Thank
really
you,
special.
guys.
Thank you. Yes.
Nice conversation.
Yes.